Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some very, very big news to talk about coming out of the LCS. We have had all kinds of Team Liquid news and rumors coming out over the past couple of days. There's actually, like I said, quite a bit of stuff to talk about in this video. We're going to be going over all of it and explaining the latest to you guys. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is, of course, Prize Picks. This is daily fantasy made easy. All you have to do is select more or less on the player props that they put up, and then you can win. It's really that simple. It's really that easy. They offer all different kinds of competitions, sports, esports, everything. Whatever your thing is, whatever you're super knowledgeable about, whatever you think you might have some kind of edge, advantage, whatever, Prize Picks is the place for you to play. For example, for League of Legends esports, they'll do like kills, deaths, assists, whatever. It'll be a player, it'll be a certain number of kills. All you gotta do is pick more or less. You get a couple of those in a row, and you can win. It's really fun, especially for the things that you already are following and watching anyway. You can play today on PrizePicks.com. You can get it in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store. Big payouts, 24/7 live support, and fast and secure withdrawals. If you guys want to check out Prize Picks and make some of your own picks today, check out the first link in the description below, where Prize Picks actually going to match your first deposit up to $100 for new users, which is an awesome deal. So thank you so much to them. With that being said, let's get right into this. Team Liquid, LOL, Team Liquid Honda, LOL, whatever we're rolling with. They tweeted out this yesterday. They said, we're rethinking how we approach our roster building, and we have to say we're very excited for what's to come. TL Dodo explains it all. TL Dodo is their general manager, and he said a lot of different stuff in this video. First up, I don't know what's been official and what's just been rumored, yada, yada, yada. So I'm just going to go over everything. First, they are bringing up 2 Academy players to the LCS. This is now 100% confirmed. If it wasn't already, maybe it was already. I don't really remember. All the stories start to blend together at some point. Harry or however you say it, he is going to be the mid laner for Team Liquid this year. He is going to be the man replacing Bjergsen in the mid lane. Still kind of curious if Bjergsen wanted to leave or if TL wanted to replace him or if it was mutual or whatever. I don't think we really know at this point, but whatever. Harry's going to be the new mid laner. Jan is going to be the new AD carry, also getting called up. And then, of course, they have re-signed CoreJJ. They announced, their 3 players on the roster. They haven't announced who their top laner or jungler is going to be yet. It is expected to be Summit in the top lane. I don't think that's been officially announced by Team Liquid yet. But they also tweeted below it. They said, hey, catch our official roster announcement on Friday, 12/2 at 3 p.m. Pacific, which is like 3 days from now, 2 days from now. I don't know if November has 30 or 31 days. I think it only has 30, so it might only be 2 days from now. So that does make it sound like, hey, they must know who their roster is going to be. These things must be official, which makes it a little bit weird that we hadn't heard from like Wooloo or Alejandro or Eros or anybody or, Travis or whatever about who their jungler is, because obviously there must be some kind of agreement or deal in place. But either way, we were going to be getting that TL news very, very soon, and people were super, super excited because we heard it was supposed to be a big name Korean player. It was supposed to be a big pickup in the jungle. And again, pairing that with Summit, CoreJJ, Jan, and Harry, yes, we don't really know exactly what we're going to get from Jan and Harry. We haven't seen Harry in the LCS yet. We've seen Jan. He was decent. He was good. He wasn't great by any means, but he was fine. So this is just an interesting Team Liquid lineup. But also, Dodo talks about in this video, and this has a lot of people talking, how he says he's sick and tired of the bullshit and the excuses from NA coaches, players, teams about, how we can't work hard or how this or that excuse or blah, 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 blah. And he said, hey, back in the day when TL won back-to-back championships, we were the hardest working team in the LCS. We were one of the hardest working teams in the West, one of the hardest working teams in the world, yada, yada, yada. And he says how not only Team Liquid, but really everyone has kind of gotten away from that, and how this year they're going to get back to that. Team Liquid is going to be the hardest working team in NA, in the West, one of the hardest working teams in the world, whatever, which is pretty interesting. They're also bringing in this obviously very Korean-centric team who wants to have this Korean mindset, Korean lifestyle, Korean grind set, Sigma grind set, whatever, which is interesting. We're going to see how that works out for them. I'm assuming it's going to work out pretty well, especially when you start looking at this roster and stuff. But again, the jungle, we didn't know who it was going to be. There was tons of names rumored, tons of names being thrown around. But then also at the same time, we started getting this news about DRX. DRX had all this craziness going on. After winning Worlds, they've been struggling to keep their roster together. And it actually seemed like quite the opposite, that their entire roster was going to be blowing up, which is really, really insane right after winning Worlds. But we got a couple of Reddit threads. DRX Piosik confirms he's leaving the LCK and what happened in free agency. Obviously, it's in Korean, so we got a couple summary points from this guy on Reddit. He says, DRX wanted to stay as 5, but it didn't work out. Pyosik has a lot of affection for DRX, wanted to stay even if it was him, but just didn't work out. So they wanted to stay as 5. Pyosik was even down to just stay as 1, and none of it worked out. Super, super weird. I don't know what the heck is going on. Teams that didn't qualify for Worlds already started free agency, came back from Worlds, and teams already figured out their rosters. LCK teams are cutting budget, so it was difficult to find a team, excluding teams that were cutting budget and teams that already had their roster figured out. He had 2 LCK teams left, but both those teams didn't have Pyosik as their number 1 option. So this guy just won Worlds, and now he doesn't have anywhere to go in the LCK. That's crazy. He's not like, he wasn't trying to leave the LCK. He wasn't even trying to leave DRX. But all of a sudden, the world champion jungler is without a team. This is getting weird. The team he chose has really good work benefits and environment for players, so he signed right away. Korean fans prepared a celebration for Pyosik at a cafe. He almost cried because he knew he was going to leave the LCK. We got some more stuff going on. You know, the insanity that is DRX's management and why Pyosik couldn't stay in the LCK, yada, yada, yada. More stuff. You guys want to read into all that. So all this happening at the same time as Team Liquid, you know, being rumored to be in the sweepstakes for a lot of big-name Korean junglers. Also, Team Liquid saying that they had a new announcement coming 12/2. A lot of people started saying, hey, is TL Pyosik really going to happen? They were getting hyped up. They were getting excited. I personally thought we might have to wait until 12/2 before we got some news. But Alejandro has decided to bless us this morning. He says, sources, Pyosik has reached a verbal agreement with Team Liquid and will be the team's LCS jungler. The winner of Worlds will leave Korea to compete in North America. Now, this is insane. Again, the LCS has had top Korean players come over before. Sometimes, most of the time, it's at the back half of their career. It was kind of crazy when CoreJJ came here because he was still really damn good. But we've seen so many other players, guys like Bang, guys like Crown, you know, come over at the end of their career, the back half of their career, whatever. But now all of a sudden, we are getting some much better quality imports, even at a time when North America is cutting budgets. And even when Team Liquid at a time says, hey, we don't want to go for super teams anymore. We want to go for development. We want to go for, you know, building up talent from within. And they're doing that and bringing up Harry and Jan, but also going out and getting the world champion jungler is pretty insane. This is crazy. Not only is the LCS getting Pyosik this offseason, the LCS is getting Prince as well for FlyQuest. Like, this is getting really, really crazy. And I actually love, in a lot of ways, this offseason from Team Liquid. They do have some LCS Academy players getting an opportunity to learn under guys like Summit, Pyosik, and CoreJJ, which is insane. They're also building for the future. So, you know, their team could be pretty good this year, but also if Jan and Harry end up being good, their team's going to be good for years to come. They're spending some money. They're saving some money by bringing up some Academy players. They have a lineup that is actually interesting, filled with talented players and also guys who are also fan favorites like Summit, like CoreJJ. This is just a home run on so many levels. I'm really surprised they got this done. I don't know. Obviously, Pyosik, there is some things to criticize about him. You know, people have criticized him for his lack of consistency, stuff like that. You know, it's not like he's the best jungler in the LCK just because he won the world championship. You know, he wasn't first, second, or third team All-Pro LCK in the summer split. Obviously, he's very, very good. He's expected to come in and be the best jungler in the LCS, top 2 for sure. It'll be interesting to see, you know, how cultural barriers, how language barriers, that kind of stuff works out. But hey, TL is probably just going to be speaking Korean. Now, my only worry about all that is, hey, you still need to build a fan base, you still need content, all that stuff. So I hope the players still do try to learn English and speak English and all that stuff. Otherwise, it's going to be tough for the business of the Team Liquid LOL side. But I don't know. Really big story coming out today. Seems like Pyosik is headed to Team Liquid, at least according to Alejandro. We will be getting that official announcement in just a couple of days. But man, crazy offseason for a couple teams. Also, this makes you know, the offseasons of some teams like TSM a little bit more laughable. But hey, that's maybe a topic for another video. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Check out PrizePicks, first link in the description below. Peace.